Lesson 37, Module 3. I can move from 4 partial products to the standard algorithm for 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication. So boys and girls, we're getting closer and closer to that standard algorithm that you're going to be expected to do. And we can still use those area models to help assist us. Try to visualize it or even solve it. Solve 26 times 34 using 4 partial products and 2 partial products. Remember to think in terms of units as you solve. Write an expression to find the area of each smaller rectangle in the area model. So the past couple of lessons we have been using these type of area models, breaking it up by one, by making 4 partial products. Now tonight we're going to try to gear over now to just making 2 separate partial products. All right, so we're going to need some extra scrap paper to do things on the side. Sometimes we can't do these big numbers mentally in our head. Whereas doing it this way, we were able to. But now we're moving up, and we're going to get a little bit harder. All right, so let's persevere, do our best, give 100%, and really stay focused. So let's try to do this. What we're going to do first is we're going to solve 6 times 4. 6 times 4. 6 ones times 4 ones is 24. Put 24. Then we take that 6 and we multiply it by that 30. 6 times 30, 180. And the next one, we go from 20 to 4. 20, 2 tens times 4 ones. And I forgot to put 180. Make sure we're lining them up. And if we do 2 tens by 4 ones, we get 80. So I'm going to put an 80 here and be sure to line up your places. And then the last one becomes 2 tens times 3 tens. 20 times 30 becomes 600. And then I'm going to place this and making sure that my numbers are lined up. And what do we get? Well, we add up our 4 partial products. We get a 4 in the ones, and we get an 18 in the tens, and we get 8 in the hundreds. So our product for these 4 partial products is 884. Now we need to take this side over here and do the same thing. But this time we're not going to have 4 partial products. We're only going to get 2. So we have to do 34. So 6 ones times 34 ones. So we do 6 times 34. And we're going to have to do that on the side. Let me just change my color. Make it a little bit more interesting. So let's do 64 times, we're doing 34 times 6, and 6 times 4 is 24, carry the 2. 3 times 6 is 18, plus this 2 is 20. So over here becomes 204. And then in this box, we're getting 204. So that's the area of 34 times 6 is 204. Now we're taking 34 and multiplying it with the 20. And again, we're going to have to do that on the side. But with that 0, we can kind of put that 0 to the side and just do 34 times 2. 4 times 2 is 8. 3 times 2 is 6. But it's not a 68 because remember, we had a 0 in that 20. So it becomes 680. And what are we going to do with these 2 partial products? We're going to add them just like we added in our 4 partial products. And we get 4 ones, 8 tens, and 8 hundreds. Same thing, 884, 884. So boys and girls, we're trying to get away from the 4 partial products and moving into the 2 partial products. Solve 52 times 26 using 2 partial products and an area model. Match each partial product to its area on the model. All right, so over here on this side, we're going to have 2 partial products, but we're going to be using the area model. All right, so the first one, we have the area model, and it's broken up into the 4 partial products, but we have to represent this with the 2 partial products. So we're going to start with 2 times 6. 2 times 6 is 12. Now we go to 2 times 20 becomes a 40. Then over here we go 50 times 6. Now we're doing 50 times 6. 50 times 6. 50 times 6 is 300. Then we do 50 times 20. 50 times 20 is 1,000. All right, so now if we add up all these four partial products, we're going to get 12, 40, be sure to line up your places, 300, and then 1,000. And adding these all up, we get 2 ones, 5 tens, 300s, and 1,000. So 1,352. How is this going to look like now if we go over to just making two partial products? Well, let's look at this. We've got 26 times 2. And if we do over here, 26 times 2, we had 40 plus the 12. So we had got 2 times 26 gave us 52. And then we did 5 tens, which was 50, times 50 times 26, and we get 1,300. And please make sure that we're lining up our places. We put the ones and the tens and the hundreds and the thousands where they belong. And when we add these up, we get 1,352. Just like when we saw the four partial products, we do with the two. So all we did was 26 times 2. And then we did, it's a 5, it's 5 tens, 50 times 26. And that's how we got each one. 68 times 23. So we're using the partial products. And how we're doing this is that we're looking at that 3, and it's 3 times 68. So 3 times 68. And then we're going to have to use scrap paper. So 68 times 3. 8 times 3 is 24. Put the 4, carry the 2. 6 times 3 is 18, plus the 2 is 20. So our first partial product is 204. Now we need to do 2 tens, 20 times 68. So this becomes 20 times 68. And then we're also going to have to do this on the side. And we're going to do 68 times the 2, because we can add in the 0 later. 8 times 2 is 16, carry the 1. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13. But be careful, because we have to include the 0. So this becomes, and make sure we're lining up our places, 1,360. And our two partial products, what do we have to do with them? We need to add them. And now we get 4 in the ones, 6 in the tens, 5 in the hundreds, and 1,000. So our product to this is 1,564. So let's say we used an area model to help us solve for this. So let me just change this different color. Okay, so let's try this first one. So now the first thing that we're going to do is, now notice that this area model is divided up into 4 partial products, not 2. And over here, we multiplied doing only 2 partial products. So sometimes the 4 partial products can help us solve this. So let's see how we can do. We'll do 3 times 8 is 24. And then we do 8 times 20 is 160. And then we're going to do 60 times 3 is 180. And then we do 60 times 20 is 1,200. So here we have 4 partial products. But if we go back and we wanted to solve the same problem using this, we could put 23 times 68. and we're only going to show two partial products. So if we look over here, we have 160 plus 24, which gave us 184. And then we had 1,200 plus 180 would give us 1,380. And if we add these up, we get 4, 6, 5, 1,564. And look, we have a match. All right, let's see how you guys can do in the next couple of problems. Remember to just persevere. Do not give up. Always give your 100%. Solve using 4 partial products and 2 partial products. Remember to think in terms of units as you solve. Write an expression to find the area of each smaller rectangle in the area model. Again, I want to see your work tomorrow. Bring it in. Solve 41 times 82, but use the 4 partial products and the 2 partial products to help you. Remember to bring in your work tomorrow. 49 times 33. Now you're doing 2 partial products. Remember to bring in your work tomorrow to show me. And the next one, 54 times 71. And this one, you can use your 2 partial products, your 4 partial products, your area models, whatever you think is comfortable to help you solve this, whatever you feel comfortable. But remember, I want to see your work tomorrow. Bring it in. The will to persevere is often the difference between failure and success. Have a wonderful night. Good job, guys.